Hello everybody, it's Tas, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you Phil and Lil's house from Rugrats. So this was supposed to be Chucky's house, and what ended up happening was, the reason I was inspired to do this series in the first place, if it's even a series, I don't know if I want to call it that, because then I feel obligated, and then blah blah. But the reason I ended up doing this house is because I was watching All Grown Up on YouTube, and there was an episode where Chucky's dad was yelling at him for something that he did. And it did that thing that a lot of shows do, where Chucky's dad, like, yelled at him, and it zoomed out of the house to kind of show you, like, how loud the yell was. And it zoomed out of this house, this yellow house, which is right next to the Pickles house, which is supposed to be right next door. So automatically, I just assumed that that was Chucky's house, because the episode took place in Chucky's house. So in that episode, that's how it was drawn. But when I went to go do some research as I was trying to film this house, because I was having a really hard time finding pictures for it, and the reason I was having a hard time is because, come to find out, this is Phil and Lil's house. And I don't know why they messed that up in that episode, or if for some reason in All Grown Up, Phil and Lil move out of that house and Chucky's family moves into that house, but there's like a little wiki page or some kind of website that shows you their houses and like gives you a little bit of a synopsis of what the inside looks like. And this is most definitely Phil and Lil's house, because Chucky and Kimmy's house looks very, very different. So you'll even see in the top left-hand corner, I think I wrote the Finster residence as I was building, and then halfway through the video, you're going to see it switch to the DeVille residence. Luckily, before I did the interior design of it, because I really based the interior design off of Phil and Lil, so I figured it out. But that's why you're getting Phil and Lil's house before you get Chucky's house, and possibly you may get Chucky's house. I haven't filmed it yet, so I don't know when or what, or I don't know. I'm really sorry if in the background of this video you can hear my dog whining. She has been driving me absolutely crazy since I moved into this new apartment. She is, well, I don't know. Let me tell you a little bit about my dog. So my dog's name is Paisley. She is almost 3 years old, and she's a rescue. So Paisley was found in a box in Georgia with 12 brothers and sisters. So somebody literally had a batch of puppies and put them in a box and dumped them on the side of the road. So she ended up in a rescue, and I adopted her. My boyfriend and I decided to adopt her. When I got her, her name was Brie, and I hated the name. So originally I wanted to name her something very spacey, but my boyfriend was stuck on something very like kind of country named, because she came from Georgia and a lot of other reasons. So for about 2 days, her name was Xenon, and I really liked that. But we ended up naming her Paisley after Brad Paisley, the country singer. And everybody always thinks it's after like Paisley Print, like Vera Bradley, but it's not. And I just let people think whatever they want to. Her name's Paisley. So since I got Paisley as a puppy, her anxiety has always been very, very bad. The worst that I've ever seen in a dog. And she's just scared over everything. She's a Beagle Lab mix, so she's about medium size. She is by far, and I will fight you on this, the smartest dog I have ever met in my life. This dog, literally, I talk to her because she understands what I'm saying. And that's going to sound crazy to people who don't own dogs. But if you own dogs, you're like, oh yeah, I talk to my dog too. So she is the smartest dog I've ever seen, and her anxiety is like outrageous. She gets scared over everything. We got her to kind of like go out with us to the river because we love to swim. We love to be by water. She hates water. We got her to bring her to the beach and drive in the car and go for long car rides. She hates cars. So she's very relaxed, she loves to sleep, and she's also just very shy and afraid of people. She's a very different dog. Like, when I'm alone with her, she's 100% a different dog, but when she is around people she doesn't know, she's very scared, and you can even see her just, like, shaking, constantly shaking. And since we moved into this new apartment, her anxiety has been worse than it ever has been. Normally, by now, she will warm up to the area, and she really hasn't at all. Most of the day, she freaks out over nothing. Like, she'll hear a little noise off in the distance, because we live up in the mountains now, so we're just very close to the woods. If she hears a noise, she loses it. She'll start barking like crazy, and I don't know if it's because she's trying to protect me or she's afraid, so she's trying to look big. And another thing that she is doing that, like, I cannot get her to stop doing, because we're going on almost a month of being here at this point. So I don't have a bathroom in my studio apartment. I have to go outside of the house and, like, go to the house across the street to use the bathroom and shower and stuff, which is fine. Like, I knew that when I was buying the apartment. I'm fine with it. So for that amount of time, like, the 20 to 40 minutes that I'm taking a shower, or when I have to go to the bathroom, or when I have to do dishes or laundry, anything that requires water, she's in the apartment alone and she can't come with me. Normally that's not a problem, because when I got her, that was never an issue in the past. But now that we've moved into this new place, she barks and will not stop. She's relentless. Like, I have gone into the other house for an hour or two at a time, and I will hear her barking the entire time. She doesn't give up. And I think it's because she believes that I have, like, left her, like I'm abandoning her, because when I come back, she's so excited to see me. She will go and get all of her toys and, like, bring them to me individually, and, like, she's thanking me for coming back, essentially. She'll jump up and down. Even if I've gone for, like, 5 minutes, like, if I walk across the street to go use the bathroom and I come back, she has the same reaction. Like, she's just excited that I'm home. And no matter what happens, and no matter, like, what I say to her, or I show her, like, this is where I'm going, like, I will be right back, or I give her a toy, or I try to soothe her, or I put something on the TV, I've tried everything I can possibly think of, she reacts the same exact way every single time. And so it's become even, like, more of a problem, because there are occasions where I have to leave the house, and she doesn't like the car. So it's like, I have to toy with the idea of bringing her in the car, which causes her anxiety, or leaving her alone, which causes her anxiety. And we do have a kennel. She is kennel trained. It was one of the only tricks that she knew when we got her from the rescue. She was automatically kennel trained, and she never had a problem with it. Now, I don't leave her in the kennel for long periods of time, no matter what, because I'm just, like, so against it. And obviously, like, you don't buy a dog to, like, put them in the kennel and leave them there forever. Like, it's not right. So she rarely has to go in the kennel. But when she does, at least at the old house, she never reacted poorly to it. She was always fine. She'd go right in the kennel. She knows kennel up. She'd go in, lay down. She'd take a nap. We'd come home. Everything was fine. But at this house, in the kennel, she is so determined to get out of the kennel, because I feel like, at least, like, what I'm getting from her is that she feels like she's being abandoned. She is so determined to get out of the kennel, she has literally tried to hurt herself to, like, get out of the kennel. So one day I had to leave her in the kennel to go grocery shopping, because I did not want to put her in the car. It was a hot day. Obviously, you don't put your dog in the car if it's, like, a hot day. So I went to go grocery shopping, and when I came back, she was out of the kennel. She chewed her way out of the kennel. She's, like, not a big dog, so this was, like, very surprising to me. And she had a mark on the top of her head, because she basically, what she did to get out of this kennel was threw her body against the doors and the top until it busted open. So she had, like, a blood mark on the top of her head from, like, throwing her body against the kennel repeatedly trying to get out. And I've never seen her act like this, because, like I said, she's never had a problem with kennels before. So needless to say, since she's done that, I have not put her back in the kennel, because clearly she would rather, like, deal with the anxiety of the car than she would be left in the kennel. Because in the car, what she does is she'll get in and she'll crawl under the seats, and she will just shake the entire time. So obviously, like, it's causing her a lot of anxiety. And I've tried everything for that too. People have recommended me, like, different dog medications. People have recommended, like, soothing scents or music. None of it works. She's terrified. And no matter how many times I bring her in the car, it seems like it gets worse, not better. It's not something that she's gotten, you would think that, like, as she gets older, she would probably get more used to it. That's not the case. She's getting worse and worse and worse. So I'm kind of, like, at a standstill for her. I don't know what to do. At this point, every time I leave the house, I take her with me, and if I have to leave for more than an hour or so, I end up dropping her off at somebody else's house so that she can, like, be around people, because she's just being so dependent. And I don't know, maybe, like, if you have a dog with chronic anxiety like I do, maybe if you have any kinds of tips, like I've said, I've tried literally everything that I can do. And even sometimes, like I was apologizing earlier for her whining, she will stand next to me and just whine, and just whine. And when I'm working during the day, it's very typical for her to, like, go in my bed and, like, crawl under the covers and take a nap. Or she will literally crawl under the desk and fall asleep on my feet, which is not something that she has ever done in the past. Like, if I walk away from her, or she can't see me, or I even move, like, she'll be in a dead sleep. I'm not even kidding you. And if I take one little step across this house, she implies or she thinks that I'm going somewhere, and she immediately gets up and starts to follow me because she's like, you're not leaving without me. And I've never seen anything like it, because even, like I said, as a puppy, she had anxiety, but it is so worse. It is so much worse right now. And I don't know, I'm like kind of at a standstill with it. I don't know what to do other than just like hope that the longer we stay here, the more that she will be okay and just get used to it. And maybe it's taking her a little bit longer to get used to the area than I would have assumed. Because the only reason that I say that I don't think it should have taken this long is because when I take her home for Christmas, I usually stay for about 2 weeks. And for the first couple of days, she's usually pretty bad with anxiety. But after the first couple of days pass, she's fine and she'll be acting like her normal self. But she still hasn't like quite gone into her normal mode yet, unless the two of us are completely alone. But I don't know, it's just been a lot, and those are some of the things that I'm like, oh, I'm not like totally moved in yet, because I don't feel totally moved in. So I don't know, you guys. Anyway, this is pretty much the end of this build. Let me know what you think of this house, and I will probably do Chucky's house, but like I said, it's really a lot different. It's a lot different than these two houses, and probably a lot different than what you're going to expect it to look like. So let me know if you want to see that, because I haven't actually done it yet, so let me know if that is something you want to see, and this will be available for download on the gallery under my origin ID, theallegedsimmer, all one word, and CC links will be available over on my Tumblr page. Thank you all so much for watching. All of my social media will be linked down in the description box below. You can check me out on everything and anything. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it, because it really helps me out. Hit that little bell icon below, turn on post notifications so you can get updated every single time that I post. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you should subscribe. I do stuff like this all the time. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you all next time.